Boom. Hello, 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 everyone. All two or three of you. But those two or three, I appreciate you taking your time to watch the video and listen to what I've got to say. Unfortunately, today it's a little different. We're going to talk about a game that I like. Confirmation. It is a little different. I'm going to talk about a game that I like. And my team. Please, in the US, leave our game alone. We don't need you to play our game of football. We can do quite well, thank you very much. But it seems you can't stop putting your roar in regard to our national game. If you don't like the fact that it's called football and was called football first because we kick a ball with our feet, tough. It's the truth. It's called football for a reason. It's not called soccer. This World Cup is being held in 3 countries because of, I don't know, you're just so poor as a whole country that you have to share the financial burden. Sounds crazy. What? Wait, what? 3 countries? Now, when the country is small, I get it. I really do get it. Probably one of the biggest countries in the world. You have to share it between another big country and another big country. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I know why. I know why. Just stop the bullshit. I want to be able to get on with everyone. But it seems that some people don't want that. Now, sponsoring today's show, I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining why I'm right. It's called football, not soccer. Treat it with respect. How would you like it if we called your fucking baseball rounders and the game you call football rugby? Because that's what it's akin to. Stop meddling in things that have nothing to do with you. Now, there is a video on YouTube that you can watch in America. It's called What Have the British Ever Done for Us? And it explains to you that you're not all that good at the things you say you're best at. And in that is my fucking game of football. So my team, some call them the Arsenal, and some just Arsenal, are doing very well at the moment. And I'm hoping that all this bullshit going on about the World Cup is not going to impact on that. They're going for 2 titles. They're going for European champions, in which, in the table, they finished top. Not even losing one game in the European version of football, not soccer. Football. The world is quite capable of calling it by its proper name. Football. In this European competition, my team, 8 games, didn't lose one. So we're looking forward to hopefully picking up that title. And we have our national league, in which we're also top and clear by roughly the same amount of points. And then we have 2 more cups that we are still in too. This is probably going to be my best year if everything works out. Now, I've supported this team since I was about 7 years old. And we have had some good years. This is probably going to be one of our greatest years if everything works out as planned. We could have 4 honours. And the 5th will be if one of our players gets the Ballon d'Or. Now, I'm looking forward to a good season of football continuing, but I'm not looking forward to the fact that the World Cup is threatened. Waiting 4 years to spend a summer watching a game I grew up with being treated like fucking shit. Now, put the shoe on the other foot. If it was baseball or that thing you call football, how would you feel? When people are threatening to boycott the World Cup because Donald Trump you have no respect. None. I hope you see this, and I hope you realise how serious I am when I say you have no respect. Not just because of football, but because of your allies. Those that died fighting alongside your people in a war that you all conjured up. Show some respect, sir. Whatever goes on, in your meetings, I do not give a flying fuck. I don't care what you talk about. But show some respect when you speak to the world and treat those fallen people as though they don't matter. Any of them. From any country. The truth is, you entered a war in World War II, not you, because you didn't enter the war, not you. Your country chose to enter a war after asking us to pay you you know it's true. Then men and women helped you when you asked for help. They didn't say, we'll help you if you pay us. They did not say, we'll help you if you cancel the debt we have between you and us. They helped and paid the price. And did you turn around? I don't care if it's you, whoever was in the position, and whoever was in the position after that, did any of you turn around and say, listen, for what you did, don't bother paying us back? Not that that makes up for anything. If you did say it, those lives were still lost. But you, sir, need to learn some respect, that the world doesn't evolve around you. Now, while I admit that your country looks in better shape now than it did before you got into office, that does not excuse you from having respect for other people. I want that World Cup to take place. I want to be able to sit down and watch it in peace. It's crazy to think that something so simple can become so difficult. For me, the answer is Arsenal. That's all I care about. And this season better be the best season that they've ever had. Because in that team, there are some English players, and they're going to the World Cup. And there are also players from different nationalities, and they're also going to the World Cup. And to them, the game of football is something very special and very sacred, and they love it more than most things in life. And they will get to play that game without all of this fucking bullshit. Crazy. So, now that I've got that out of the way, hello, Redneck, INFJ, Amy, hello, everyone. Oh, there aren't many when you say everyone, but I say everyone. Makes it sound like I've got a load of people here. There's only 3 people. That's you, Redneck. That's if you're still here. So, in the chase, in life, people get in the way of what is supposed to be amazing, the game of life, where everybody should just get along. And the simplest things always seem to have a problem. And the issue is the ego. Not that the ego is bad, the ego is a good thing. Being ruled by it, that's a different story. Somebody was upset to know that I was an influencer. I don't consider myself an influencer in that sense. Put it on your bed for 30 days, there's a lot to think about. What does that mean? I mentioned it the other day, and I'll mention it again now. "2026 is going to be a wake-up year for everyone. Again, the sponsored t-shirt is, I am not arguing, I'm just explaining why I am right. I'm giving people facts, and they get upset. My team is doing really well, and it seems that most of the country is upset about that fact, that Arsenal is number one, especially Spurs. And they're squatting with them on, I think, because they aren't doing too well. Because my team is in London, there are a few derbies, and Spurs is the local derby. Bit like Denver taking on someone from Telluride. Like close, but not close. And because London's a big place, there are a lot of teams, but we're in different leagues. So in the top league that we're in, there are 6 or 7 clubs from London. So not only do we have to try to win the league, all of it, we are trying to win best team in London. Because you have the likes of Chelsea, Tottenham, and those, Fulham. So when it comes to Arsenal, when we do well, it upsets people, which is a bit like life. When you do well, people get jealous, and they do and say not very good things. Isn't that amazing? Like, rather than be happy for them because they're doing well, they try to bring them down. They make all the excuses under the sun why they shouldn't be the ones that should do it. And yet, it is what it is. Now, Arsenal isn't even a place. We were really called the Royal Engineers. Good day, how are you? RIP. INFJ, what's tomorrow? INFJ, what's tomorrow? Is she still here? Thinking of you as tomorrow approaches. Thinking of me? Oh, sugar, I was hoping you're thinking of me today. Never mind. Think of me tomorrow then. But tomorrow never comes. Oh, help. If tomorrow never comes, we're screwed. Because it will be today, and then we'll be waiting again for tomorrow. That's not good. But Actually, oh, it's 2020. What? Can't fault it. 2020 vision. Not that I have 2020 vision, but 2020 vision. Excuse me. You can't beat 2020 vision or hindsight or knowing what's already going to happen, because then it's 2020, isn't it? If you already know, it becomes hindsight in your mind because you already know the answer. So 2020 or 2-2. Don't mess with my 2-2. I forgot what I was going to say. Dang, how did that go? That went quick. That went really quick. I just want to be able to enjoy life, have the conversations, have the disagreements, and it's not a case of agreeing to disagree. Like, you have the disagreements and you believe what you want to believe. You don't have to fall out. That's crazy. Like, whilst Spurs is the local derby, I don't hate their fans. There's banter, yeah. Do we want to beat them? Yeah, absolutely. Are we gutted if they win? Absolutely. But there's no hatred or animosity. And I was watching a video the other day. Their own fans, Spurs' own fans, the team that is our local rival. Their own fans. They want their team to lose in order that we don't win the title. Like, when they're playing a team that could potentially catch us up, overtake us, and claim the title, they want their own teams to lose. But I don't get that. I don't get that. You want your own team to lose, potentially get relegated as well, which means they're in the top tier. They will go down to the second tier if they get relegated. They would risk that just so as we don't win. What is wrong with that mindset? How can you hate something so much that something you're supposed to love, you're willing to sacrifice something you love for something that is so toxic and fucking pathetic, it's unreal. Something is wrong with the mindset when you're doing that. Like, yeah, I don't want Tottenham to do well. Yes, I will be happy as Larry, confirmation, Larry, if they ever get relegated. But do I want my team to lose? No. 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 That's like asking your own child to lose a race because you don't want your friend to do well. Why would you do that? Why would you put that on something that you love and say, I want them to lose so Arsenal don't win? Why don't you just want your team to win more? Why don't you applaud those that do well, even though you hate the fact that they've done well? And hate is a strong word, but you. At one point, we're almost going to a world where it didn't matter about the competition. Everyone's taking part. Everybody gets a medal. It's all good. I don't know. I can see the good and the bad about that kind of scenario. It's only because we've been programmed. You see, if you're not programmed to be materialistic, if you're not programmed into being better than someone else, it wouldn't matter. Like you would do your best, and that would be good enough, whether you win or fail. It was your best. The only time you should criticize is if it wasn't your best, if you didn't make as much effort as you could have done. The whole point of a league is so everybody has a chance of playing the other team twice. So there are no advantages. You play at home, you play away, and you play the other teams at home and away until the end of the season. Then whoever finishes top is deemed to be the best. If you're going to spend your time wanting your own team to fail, I don't know, can't be much of a season. There's no point celebrating football or following football. No, football, your own team. There's no point in following your own team if actually you want your team to lose because you're keeping an eye on a team that's doing better. There are people who support my team that don't like the manager. And the reason they don't like the manager is why? Because the football isn't as good as it used to be. The league is about winning a title, but these people want the team to focus on playing good football. Football can only be a good game if both teams play to win. When you have a league of about 20 teams and they're all trying to stop one team from winning because that team happens to be a good team and they don't attack, they just sit back and defend. It's a bit like watching a boxing match where somebody just walks around like that and the other bloke's smacking the heck out of it. Boring. Whose fault is it? The person who's trying to win? Is it the person who's trying to win's fault? No. It's the person doing that who won't attack. Because he knows if they attack, they'll end up losing. These are the teams they support. So you've got the teams that support the ones that hate Arsenal. But then, because of that, those teams who don't want to lose, our own supporters say our football's boring. Well, what do you want them to do? Not defend, not attack. Stop trying to hit the person. Just put your arms down and let them hit you. So the game of football is a great game. A great game. When two teams try to win. But when one team is attacking and the other one gets a bit boring, but you can't blame the person that's attacking. You can't say their football's boring. You can't blame them for not scoring 5 or 6 goals a game when the other team has 11 goalkeepers. Somehow, some way, this world lost the plot and it needs to come back. It needs to be found. People need to just get on and get over the fact that they have a big ego. Yes, it's about winners and losers, but no, it's not about winners and losers. People will win and people will lose, but it's not about sure making people lose. It's about everyone being allowed to try and win and giving all the help that they need in to do that. And when I say help, I mean without all of the obstacles. So it's not technically helping, it's just removing the obstacles that have been put in the way. So we're over halfway through the season, and we're doing well. And we're coming to that point where people are thinking, what's the likelihood? Who is going to finish on top? How's it all going to end? Now, for me, I have faith. I have faith in my team for a start. Maybe you could say I'm the faithful. But I'm faithful because of my team Arsenal. Now, I know I've mentioned my team before, but we haven't been so close as we are now. And I mean, like, we're close. We're close. And I don't just mean in weeks, I mean as a team. My fear was always we don't have the backup that we should have if we want to achieve something. And now we do. And we can thank Arteta for that, the manager. He understands, it seems, confirmation that everybody needs to get along, that it needs to be a team. There is nobody bigger or better than anyone else. It doesn't matter whether you're the keeper or the goal scorer. It doesn't matter whether you're on £300,000 a week or £20,000 a week. You're all necessary to make it happen. I'm looking forward to the World Cup. Now, if anybody thinks this was just a video about the World Cup, you are sadly mistaken. Remember, two things, two conversations at the same time. The world is in a bad way, all of it. Both physically, the world and what's happening, weather, etc., and people. And it's not global warming. The narrative will change soon. And we should all be ready. But I am eager for football to take place. And yes, I am grateful that the US are taking on the burden of hosting games of football. Makes me laugh when they say that. Like financially, it eases the burden. Okay. You're not going to make any money from this, are you? You're not going to gain revenue in tourism and all sorts of stuff. But financially, it eases the burden because, the US hasn't got any money. We probably have two or three stadiums at least that can, in each town that potentially could host a game of football. But even if there was only one, and then you would reduce it down because of the hotels and the logistics as to how many. You could probably fit 10, 15 Englands into America or Britain into America. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, as with the chase, there are more people with their fingers in the pie. There are more people that know there's something else going on. And they haven't come forward. So tomorrow. They didn't answer. Oh, you're not even here. They didn't answer. What's tomorrow? I can't tell you, whoever's here, I can't tell you what tomorrow is. I couldn't even tell you what day it is tomorrow. today, tomorrow, what is it? Today's still here. Couldn't even tell you. 20 to 9. So, that was me ranting about football, or it was me giving people the truth. You choose which one you think it is, but choose wisely. I don't say anything without it being relevant, important, worth knowing, those sort of things. So I thank you for watching. I'm sorry it wasn't a Forest fan masterclass and stuff, but it was the I.M.A.R.I.O video, not Forest fan. Or was it? How can two keep a secret if one of them is dead? Why put it under your bed for 30 days? There's lots to think about, so don't say that answer. Why did Forrest talk about Eric Sloan and him trying to buy a bridge? Why did he tell us how he persuaded Eric to use his way of thinking? Why is there a dead dog on a bridge? Why do we associate Thomas as doubting, but not as having a look-alike? How did Forrest do this? Why can you trust no one, not even him? How does he have 3 books in his drawer and a project? How does JCB get the olive jar? Why are these statements possibly untrue? Not from me, the statements in the chase. We're going to find out soon. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. All of you. Whichever side of the fence you're on, remember, there is a fence. I think I did it in one of my videos. I can't remember. I said, there is a plane flying over country, and just as it hits another country, it crashes right on the border. And I asked, where do they bury the survivors? And you don't bury survivors. Not if you're good people. I'm a survivor. And I want to give that clue. I'm not buried. I think I deserve a cup of tea. I've just been doing not my last jigsaw, but the jigsaw that I'm on. And I had some help from the grandkids. And Robert found a missing piece. The end piece, you do the end. I was one missing. I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked and I looked and I went for all the pieces and I looked and I looked and I went for all the pieces. He came in, picked some stuff off the floor, went out. Granddaughter came in and said, "Here's your end piece." No way, I looked. Here's your end piece. And then with that there, I was happy to carry on. I posted it. I'm nearly there. I've just got a top bit to do now. And it's a really hard jigsaw. Really hard. really, really hard. Like, it's funny, really. The colours, when you look at the colours on the jigsaw pieces, they're all the same bloody colour. And when you look on the picture, you can see that they're not, even though they look the same, you know that they're not. But when you look at the jigsaw, it's like it all looks brownish. But there's like a greeny brown, a bluey brown, a browny brown, or black. When you look at the pieces, and when you're looking at, they all look the same bloody colour. Like you have to have a whole load of them together to see like which is the odd one out. But when you just pick it up, to like, oh yeah, that's a green colour. You put it down. That one is as well. That one is as well. That one is as well. And then when you look at all of them, it's like a greeny blue, a greeny brown, and a green. And they're just slightly different shades of each. So I said I've done the impossible bit. Now I've only got to do the difficult bit, which is like the Northern Lights. It's like green, light green, medium green, dark green, browny, bluey, black, the sky. So I've got that to do now. That's where I get my patience from. Trying to do jigsaws. I've got 3 up here, to be fair, that I've done. What I normally do is I cover them in cling film, put them on cardboard, and then cover them in a clear cling film. I had the cling film, I don't work there now, but a little bit of cling film from work because it's wider than the average cling film. There's like 1,000-piece jigsaws. And that would hold it to the card and I could hang it up. Anyway, the news is not good. Uh-oh. Russia is seriously being advised to nuke UK and Germany, it was revealed in a Tucker Carlson interview of a Russian official. Yeah, it is what it is. The whole news is more of the attack than the attack is. So just making that statement, everyone's like, ah! There's no there's no winner. And nowadays, once a missile goes up, it'll be taken out of the sky before it gets to wherever it's going. And the people that need to fear most are the people that are in the path of it. Like if you've got, say, 4 minutes, but they get faster and faster, these missiles. If you've got 4 minutes, the moment it's released, it's known. And then you release yours. So between 2 and 3 minutes later, there's an impact. And then wherever that impact is, that's who's got to worry. But it won't come to that anyway. So, like, even when it was possible, even when they were talking about it in the Cold War and all that, it was only ever talk. And if it did happen, you'd only have to worry if you're on the outside of it. Like if you survived. That's the only time you worry. Like if you're at the centre, like me in the middle, you ain't got to worry. I don't worry about those things. I've got an early warning system. Take me out should anything happen. I'm not lying. I am not lying. Just confirmation. I'm not lying. And I'm not bothered. Excuse me. I was just thinking, like, people do things. What you put out, you get back. So if Russia did, chances are it will land on them. I'm not kidding. The chances are it will land on them. And there won't be a dry, no, there won't be a tear in the house if it did. At one time, there would have been, because I was, I don't know, trying to save everyone. But I've learned in the last 5 years that not everyone should be saved and not everyone should be trusted. Now, I can take out those that don't deserve to be saved. I don't bother. But those who can't be trusted, I don't know, there's still hope. So, if you have a heart and a mind and you're prepared to use it, then you probably deserve to be saved. And if you don't, then you don't. And that's the difference between me 5 years ago, I'm nearly 6, and me now. I have, I've been travelled, not around the world, travelled, travelled through the game of life. And I've seen and done a few things. And I'm fully aware that you can't be a saint always. And there are a lot of people who don't want to be. And that's not a problem for me. It really ain't. You don't want to be a saint, you don't have to be a saint. You're not here to be a saint. Piss poor, boring world if everyone was a saint. But you shouldn't be using others to better yourself and making them suffer. And so it's those people. I don't care. And it gets simple when you realise that. I was in a situation once. I was helping this lady out and her kids. And the husband came at me with a baseball bat. And he thought I was going to fight him. And he so wanted me to fall, be knocked unconscious, be left there. He beat me. But I watched him leave. And his children asked him to stop. What sort of person is that? Not for what he did to me. What he did to them. Maybe before Fen will be next time. Oh. Mario, who are you cheering for to win the NFL National Football League? The NFL? Have to be honest, I don't follow your hand football much. But I have always had a soft spot for the Denver Broncos, so confirmation. And I can't tell you the history of the Denver Broncos and stuff. You know, I think I remember they playing green, but there are people in England who love American football. Absolutely love American football. They still follow football, but they love American football. And I understand the rules, you know, I've watched it, but I don't, you know, I don't watch it. I don't, you know, follow it through a season. And I certainly don't wait for the Super Bowl. I don't watch that, and I don't watch baseball. So this is what I used to watch: cricket, snooker, football. Those are the main things that I watched. But I will watch tennis and golf, the Ryder Cup. You know, if it's England versus someone, athletics. If it's, you know, Britain, if they're involved, I'll watch. But I really watch football. And and to be honest, football has changed, not for the better. It's all about the money. It doesn't, including my own team. It doesn't make me feel good when I see people, grown men, gives me confirmation, rolling around the floor in agony. Not because they're hurt, just because they're trying to get somebody else, yellow card or sent off. That's not what football is. Like, there was a time you'd play the game just because you had the chance to put the shirt on and play for that team, and you didn't get paid money. You got paid money, but not like big money. But just the fact that you could play for the team, and you would bleed, and they literally did. You would bleed for the team. Now you have to be paid probably $100,000 or pounds, sorry. And it's like, no. It was meant to be about the common working man, football. And now the person that built this game up can't go and watch it. It's too expensive. It's for all those la-di-da people. Not even the la-di-da people. Those people with too much ego. Those people that want to brag about something. I have a ticket for such and such in such and such a place, and I'm in the box, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm the other. It's like it was meant for the common man. It was meant for the working man to have something to look forward to. And now the working man can't even do that because he can't afford to go to the game. There were more people watching a game of football probably 40 years ago in person than there is now because it's all seated. They were jam packed in. I know health and safety. I'm not moaning about it. I'm just saying. But that's how many people would go. That's how many people could afford to go. But now people can't afford to go. So they have a World Cup. They have it in a country, three countries. On the other side of the world, doesn't even like football. Can't even call it by its proper name. They've give the game of football to these countries, who aren't the best at playing football, don't know what it entails. Say it's to do with the finances. And then they charge the earth for tickets. Now, it seems that the privileged few in each of those countries can get to see the games. Like there's enough people in those countries, spread out so far, enough privileged people in those countries that they can go and see the game and fill the stadium. And they can charge as much as they want because the privileged people that can go and watch those games can afford to go and watch those games in them three different countries. But those people, they might not be many because they don't even know to call it football. They call it soccer. There might not be many of those people, but they would have gladly loved to have watched the game of football, but can't go to a live match and see the best players in the world, not in America, not in Mexico, not in Canada, because they are nowhere near the best players in the world. And that's no disrespect. They just are not because it's not their game. those people that love the game in those countries, who would love to see the likes. I'd say Beckham and Ronaldo, Messi for you people, because you probably don't know the others. I would love to see those people. But they won't. Now, football is an amazing game. And if anyone takes the time to watch it and understand it, they will become in love with the game. It is loved all around the world. It is known all around the world. And yet, when it comes to America, it is shown disrespect and given a name. I know some people say, well, it's called soccer. No. Yes, it was called soccer, but it's known as football. Was known as football. That's why you called your game American football. And now, a country that doesn't even like the game, supposedly, wants to change the name. Confirmation. Wants the whole world to call it soccer. So you can call your game American football. Or just football. Even though it isn't. What is wrong with people in America? Starting from the top, because those are the people that tell you the untruths about your country, about the things that you've done that you haven't done. I put the name of a video to watch about what the British have done that your country's taking claim for. Now, please listen. Whilst the British did it, when these things were being done, you were still British. You were still English, Scottish, Welsh, Irish. Like, you were the English people that went over to that country. You were the English people that landed in America, remember? Remember? You were the English people that went over there. There wasn't a name for your country apart from the name that the Native Americans gave it. And you changed it to the United States of America. And at that point, you were no longer English, Welsh, Irish, Scottish. You became Americans. Only at that point, though. Because you didn't have a country and you didn't have a title until then. You were still English, Welsh, Scottish, until, the Spanish and all the others that were there all intermixed and you became Americans. Not Spanish, not English, not Irish, not Scottish. You became Americans. Most of you can trace your ancestry back to Britain. In fact, most of the people that have been in charge of you, run your country. Those people that have been in charge of you can trace their ancestry to Britain. See how that works? Don't kid yourselves. I have nothing against Americans. Absolutely nothing. But I know the whole world doesn't talk about you in a good light. The whole world. because the people that run your country have run your country. I'm not lying, confirmation. Have lied to you, embellished a lot of things, made you to be more than you are. That's not an insult. Just telling you the truth. That's not an insult. You watch, you watch any video about how you are perceived, any random video in any country, how you are perceived, and you will see I'm telling the truth. And I'm not having a dig at you. I'm just saying. You are not all that. Nobody is. Not even me. I'm not all that. And I don't care. I don't need to be all that. I just need to be me. And you just need to be you. But in being you, be in truth. Find out who you really are. I used to think I lived in a great country. Oh, yeah. And we do have the history to back that up. And now I'm not so sure that I live in a great country or a great company of nations. In a great kingdom. In a united kingdom. Ain't so great anymore. Not because we are not great, not because we are not still all over the world, because of how great we were and are, but because of the things we do to people. And worst of all, not just to other people, but to our own people. And that happens all over the world, I know. But my loyalty to this country will never waver. My loyalty to people in general will never waver. But my loyalty to the people in charge of countries, now with that there is a problem. Because those people in charge of countries are not doing right by, firstly, their own people, and secondly, by me and mine. There's a whole load of bullshit going on around this world, and it's to do, or the reason for it, is to create unrest, anxiety, fear. Pay no mind to it. It's all bollocks. Do not stress over the stuff you hear on the news. That's the only intention for it. That's the only reason for it. Every so often, there will, confirmation, there will be an outbreak of stuff, and we will lose people. Weird that. and there will be no cure. Weird that, isn't it? Considering we have all these pharmacies all around the world, all these clever people that just can't seem to find a cure for these things that happen. And yet they spend all their time researching them. Even on the International Space Station, they research them. And then they come back feeling not too well. Not lying. I'm not lying. But you have to ask yourself the question, why are they doing it? In zero gravity, why are they doing it in the first place? And why are they not telling us the truth about these things? Well, don't worry, the truth will come out. Fendi? MJ Inza? What's going on? Howdy doody. When did Fendi come in? Going back for the chat. I can't see his name. What? Oh, there. Straight in front of me. Red Rover, send Mario and David B right over. I have not heard that for, I don't know, 50 years or more. I used to play British Bulldog as well. Similar sort of thing. The Patriots? Who said that? Who said that? The Patriots? Mario, what are you talking about? I don't know. I'll talk about anything. Told you, I have two conversations at the same time. I'm saying one thing, but I mean something else. And it's up to you to work out what is the something else that I am saying. Oh, well then, go Patriots. Hope you're well, Fendi. Do not stress, Mario. I'm not stressed. I'm a little perturbed. Is that the good word? Perturbed. I want my World Cup to take place, and I want it to take place in a manner that it's supposed to be taking place in, and allowing people to enjoy some downtime without all this bullshit. America and UK have been and still are feudal lord system states. That's why governors live in mansions which are equal to the manors of the lords. Don't know that word. Yes, so we're supposed to be the best of allies, not feudal government systems. Those people that run your country are directly related to the people that run our country. Do you know how I know? Because it's the same fucking person. Your president does not run your country, and my prime minister does not run mine. Neither does my king. The establishment runs it. That's who runs it. But that establishment, I am not proud to be run by that establishment at all, in the slightest. Seems weird, really, because it seems to be connected to Whitechapel, and Whitechapel isn't the best place. It takes imperfect action to achieve perfection. Ooh, ooh, what? What? I don't know. I don't know. How you doing, Fendi? I don't take any action anymore. None. I just let things happen the way they're supposed to. It's called divine timing. Making plans antagonistic to freedom. This is me confirmation. Not for that bit, for this bit, I'm just going to say, I think. So you need to let go, sit back in the back seat, let them drive. Sit back and drive. Evidently, the so called intelligence community controls both countries as a criminal enterprise. That's one way of putting it. That's one way of putting it. That's one way of putting it. So this is thousands of years old. I'm not kidding. Thousands of years old. Everything is planned. History is a lie. Some of the wars are bullshit. It's all crap. Not all crap. I mean, I haven't even talked about Tartaria and Atlantis and all those places, and the flood and the giants. I haven't talked about half of it. And the Voynich manual. Is that what I'm hearing? Voynich, Voynich. Oh, nobody can interpret it. Well, that's what it said about the hieroglyphs. The answers are simple, and we need to live in a world where they are, where the answers are simple and the truth is known, where our ancestry is, which word, revered and honoured. Our not bad people, good people, remembered for the suffering, and in some case avenged. Me wearing a bracelet. Who wore a bracelet? Like, who is famous for wearing a bracelet? I know Hathor is. She was able to go to the underworld and back. Why would she go there? What is the underworld? Hell's Half Acre, probably. There are people that will not be shocked about what happened in the chase. But overall, the people in the chase will be shocked. So there are some people who won't be shocked. They know there's no shock. But those people on the street, like similar to football, have something to do, some hope, something to look forward to. And even that's taken away. It's like, what? Why the fuck would you do that? Hope out of depression. Pandora's box. These are the things you should be thinking now. People ask me questions. Confirmation. People ask me questions, but I can't give you the answer. Because if I give you the answer, you will know everything. You will know exactly what I know. So I can't tell you. When you ask a question and it's directly related to what was done, I can't tell you. But in the asking of the question, you already admit that you know the answer to the question you've asked me. So, two T's. Two. Not with Olga. Two titles. That's what we're going for. And two cups. 2 cups of tea. Two of them. And I am confident we can at least get one of them. And we don't even have to be faithful. So, I tell you what, if you all back my team, if you all back the Arsenal, I'll back the Patriots to win the Super Bowl. Yep, born good. Two things at the same time. Born good. Epstein was involved with the QAnon founder, so that movement was another controlled opposition. Listen, you will be surprised when you find out. If you don't know, if you don't know, you will be surprised when you find out what the fuck was going on all these years. I am not kidding. You will be surprised when you find out the truth of these people from those that you don't see, those rich families that control everything. Remember, 80-90% of the world's infrastructure, companies, etc., conglomerates, whatever you want to call them, they own and control. What we see, read, and hear what we see, read, and hear, they control. Then our governments, they control. Our medicines, our food, they control. Our water, they control. Our lives, our abundance, and our inheritance, they control. And that's just the truth. No, not the truth. The truth is they did control it. They don't control it anymore. That is the truth. They do not control it anymore in nearly half the way that they used to do it. So the more people wake up, the less control they have. The less control they have, the more people wake up. The more people wake up, the less control they have until they have no control. And everything that they took is given back. And people are awake. And then there is the rebuilding, especially our education, our governments, and our media, along with, this is in no particular order, along with our hospitals, So as we get to the point where there are no one on the streets unless they choose to live like that, unless that's what they want. Because I don't get it, and neither should you. Not one single person, not one, should get why in every country there are poor people and there are people walking the streets. How is that possible? Seriously, think about that. And I hope that you tell everyone that you fucking know what I just said. How, in almost every country, there are poor people and there are people on the streets when we have governments looking after us? How is that possible? And when I say looking after us, I mean taking money off us, to do certain things. In the way of looking after us with that money. That's in the first instance. In the second instance, there are charities that are supposed to be looking after these people, taking the money, still poor people, still people on the streets. In the third instance, there are churches, synagogues, mosques, good people apparently, who want to look after other people, taking money off us, and still there are poor people and people on the streets with nowhere to go. How, with all these people looking after us, all these people in different guises, taking money off us, one way, shape, or another, how, with all of these people and the billions that they earn from us, given to them, one way or another, whether it's tax or charity, donations, how are there people poor and still homeless? Where is all that money? Who have they helped? It seems no one. It seems our government aren't helping anyone, our governments. Our churches aren't helping anyone. In fact, not you, not you. God forbid in these churches that a homeless person should actually go into a church and want to seek shelter. They will soon be turfed out. Now, some of these charities, hallelujah, some of these charities do take people in. But behind the scenes, things are happening. Not good things. So, I don't get it. And neither should you. Billions in different areas to help people not be homeless, not be poor, billions, and yet every country, well, nearly every country. Some countries they're too poor to be poor. They don't have a rich. Apart from those that are in, charge. So we need to wake up to the truth and we need to ask ourselves the questions of why do these people who are running our lives not give a flying fuck about us? That's the question we need to ask. Like, why do they say and do things that are purely meant to wind people up? I said I was wound up at the beginning of this, but I'm not really wound up. I am putting a point across, though. fuck about with things. Don't upset people. We had one president who was not with us, and the country ran itself. Oh, the vice president would have done it. Really? Really? Them two. Who was running the country? Really? Honestly? Truly? Do we actually need these officials? No. It's just a figurehead, a puppet to move around. Because if they were really running the country, it would be in a lot better position. So, leave football alone, Donald Trump. Leave it alone. And by football, I mean football, not American football. I mean football, original football, where you kick a foot, kick a ball with your foot. Although some people do kick feet. Leave it alone. By leaving football alone, I mean leave countries alone. Leave people alone. I get you want the best for your country. I want the best for mine. I really do. You can be 100% sure about that. I want the best for my country. And in that, in the best for my country, I want the best for every country. And in that, I want the best for every world. See how that works. Because if everybody's happy, I'm happy. Confirmation. No one is going to be fucking around or fucking about with me if they're too busy being happy. Which means I can be happy and not give a shit about anything. That's how I see it. So, my wanting everyone to be happy allows me to be happy. The only issue is there are people out there that don't want to be happy. Honestly, they don't. They don't want to be happy. They just want to be rich. What? You just want to be rich. Okay, that's a fair point. You just want to be rich. Oh, wait, there's more. There's more. There's more. They just want to be rich and they don't want anyone else rich like them. Ah, that's a bit of an issue then, isn't it? You want to be the only rich people. You don't want anyone else to be rich. You feel that if somebody else was rich, they would be better than you. No, no, no. They're better than you because they don't want to be rich. They want to be happy. That's why they're better than you. Not that I think anyone's better than anyone else, but in that sense, because for I said they come from a better family. In that sense, they are better than you. And if you're wondering why your life is shit and somebody else's life is great, In that wondering, there's your answer. The fact that you thought it is your answer why you're not doing as great as them because of what's going on in here and here. And remember, today's sponsor, I'm not arguing, I'm just explaining why I'm right. Can't we all just get along? Wow. You don't have to be rich to be happy. Do you know what you need to be happy? In touch with yourself and in love with yourself. Not in a narcissistic way, but in the acceptance way. In the I know me, I know what I've been through, and I've come to terms with everything that's happened to me, and I've gotten rid of the shit, and I've kept the stuff that makes me me. And some of that bad stuff, but some of that bad stuff are the lessons you used to make you who you are. Like some bad things happen and they teach you lessons, and you use that as you go forward in life. And without those bad things happening to you at some point, they will happen to you, and you won't be able to cope with it because you haven't learnt the lessons from it. And so we go through life choosing to learn good lessons or hard lessons. No, I lie. We go through life learning good lessons or hard lessons until we get to the point where we can choose the lessons we have. Because sometimes lessons are given to us by lazy, no good, underhanded people. We are actually learning their lessons, not ours, because they don't want to do the work. They won't have earned it like Forrest told you they would. Not giving it away, they are going to have to earn it. Not earnest, earn it. Although earnest is part of it, as I've said in my videos. But earn it. Hmm. I wonder if somebody who's dead is in one of those urns that is going to be earned. English is a funny language, isn't it? Like, who'd have thought that you would say earn it with a URN and earn it with EARN? And how you can be in the wood or in the wool. I suppose you'd be looking for Waldo. But you'd have to be brave, like the bravest of the brave, to do that. Or stout hearted. Hmm. The story's the same, only the names and places have changed. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, it's not. It's only difficult, not mission impossible. Maybe we only need Bond. M sent for him. Mother, did you think I meant me? when I said M? No. Mother. It's in the book. It's in the film. Mother, calls James Bond. James, M wants you. Moneypenny. Mother. Hmm. And Q is not even the agent. How does that work? Like Q is not even the agent. It's just the guy who makes stuff. Ah, but can he make stuff happen? That's what you need to know. Can Q make stuff happen? It's gonna happen, happen, happen all the time. Ah, you wrote stuff. Yes, gather up your camping gear. Ooh, are you talking to me? I don't have camping gear. I have walleting gear and pursing gear and those sort of things, but not camping. Oh no, camp is fort. Forting gear. A camp is a fort. Hmm, forte. It has been a corporate welfare system with the poor being abused due to jealousy. I have chores to do. Have a great day, everyone. Okay, see you, a renegade. No, Regenesis. Renegade. Where's my head? Regenesis. Sorry. You may be a renegade, but that wasn't one. Regenesis. Regenesis. Uh-oh. Names are crazy, aren't they? If only we knew what they meant. Uh, but for that, it has been a corporate welfare system with the poor being abused due to jealousy. They are not poor. The people being abused are rich people who have had stuff taken from them. They're not really poor. They are poor in the eyes of the material world, but in truth, they are not poor. And I'm not lying. In truth, they are not poor. They merely have the appearance of being poor because what belongs to them has been taken by others. And now it will be returned. So, watch the video. What have the British ever done for us? See how much they did. And then realize the British, you are one of those people. British. More likely than not. Admittedly, when it became a popular tourist attraction in America, when they spread this American dream bullshit, like the thrill of the chase, when they made you work for stuff instead of having it because it's yours by right, then different people came over. Oh, the gold rush. Oh, silver. Not hi ho silver, just silver. It's just a lure. Can you imagine that? Ah, dear. The gold rush is just a lure. I put some gold in the mountains. If you find it, you can have it. And then someone will come along and take it. MJ. Mario, quite a mouthful. Yes, that's how it goes. I was just going to talk about my team, and then it went on to this, as it usually does, because in it there is Truth. And the truth will set you free. Set you free. Do some waving. Set you free. Set you free. I'm going to have to do a video of me dancing. I am. I can dance. I keep telling you that, but I bet you don't believe me, but I can dance. I can dance. And I will do that video. Not do it. Then go to America and do a video. Like, post it. Of me in America. Well, that might be the title of the book. Or the film. Me in America. Even though I'm not in America. Because I was only boots on the ground once. And the rest of the time I was in America, I was still here. I think, realistically, I could find my way around Wyoming and Colorado. I could find my way around, I don't know, where would I say? Philmont Ranch. I could do a bit of Taos, I suppose. Eagle's Nest, the Memorial, like Agua Fria area and stuff like that. Red River, Red Sleep. Don't. Red River. I could do the Red River area. What do I know best? I could do Denver all the way up to Kepler from the airport, and not Denver. I could do Colorado all the way from the airport up to Kepler, and down from Delta, because Delta was my border. If you anagram the bone, something like that. Where would I go? Is it Hamilton? Hamilton. Mayday. So from there, Mayday. I could find my way around there. Mayday. What was that all about? Yeah. Now, Montana, not so much. Although there is a Forest Fen Road at the top, and I did do the Blackfoot Indians up there. Rosebud, Gallatin, Cut Off Mountain. I think Wyoming's definitely the best. I know Wyoming. I could go from Cheyenne up to Grable, across to Meeteetse, west to the Tetons, Jackson Hole area, go across, down Wilson, Hoback, Argo Road, and down to Den and Daniel, near the Wind River. Yeah, I did nearly everybody's soul, I think. I really did. I can even find Josephine Street in Colorado. And double eight something 0262. I can't remember, it's 5 years ago. I can even do Sully, one of the officers. That was Colorado as well. Litter 81, litter 82. Send out the call sign. What is the place that I know the best? What place do I know the best? I'd have to be Mammoth. And Mammoth is in the book. That map with, is it the biddies? Where he's looking back and there's a fork in the road. If you look at his the close. So Mammoth would be the place. So in all of the chase, I think I know I know a lot of places. I think Mammoth would be the best, and I could show you the places on the map in Mammoth. But with everything, like I said, if you knew the state, you know how to find it. Well, you didn't know how to find it, but you could deep think with some logic. If you knew the state, you could find it in the poem. If you found the state in the poem, you could find it on the map. That's crazy. Even if it was on the moon. And I'm not lying. I am not lying. If that chest was on the moon, you could follow that map and go right straight to it. And there may be some treasure on the moon. Not lying about that either. Even though Artemis was supposed to go up there and get some water, that never happened. And Five Leaf would have known about it, the nitrogen and the hydrogen, because there was an issue with the tanks. Written in the poem before it happened. Written in the poem before it happened. But there was an issue with the hydrogen, nitrogen tanks or whatever in about 2022, 23. Can't remember when it was. 23 probably. And they had to cancel the launch. I'm not lying. It was there. It's like, oh, dang. Dangity dang. Yeah, so they couldn't use that window to go through. They couldn't slip out the fire escape and out the window. But I think Mammoth I know very, very well. But I could find my way around those places now because I've studied them for so long. And like I said, I did that poem to every letter, all the way up to X marks the spot. But W, X, Y, and Z. Zebedee. Boing. So I don't know what Forrest thought of my emails, but I know what I was saying. And I explained my last email. I'm happy with my soul. I am not searching. I'm happy with my soul. I am not unhappy. Because that's what searching means. If Forrest actually got those emails, if Forrest got those emails, he should have known what I was saying, especially if he'd seen it in my videos. And if he didn't, he still should have known. Because his mom and dad were smart and he lived in a better family. So I'll leave it at that. The truth is the truth. It'll always be the truth. It won't change just because it upsets you. It won't change because it makes you happy. It will just be the truth. And you can't outrun it, but it will set you free. That's the truth of the truth. So I'm going. Remember, I will support the Patriots if you support Arsenal. Best team in the world. Certainly the best in London. Certainly the best in England. And certainly the best in Europe, as proved by the 2 titles that they are gunning for, because that's their nickname. They are the Gunners because they were the Royal Engineers and they have a cannon on their chest. True. A badge. Badges? I see no stinking badges. So they have a badge, a cannon on their chest. Every time I think of them, I think of that. I don't know if you've ever watched the program Flashing Blade in the 70s, I think it was. The theme tune's catchy and good. So I think you should listen to that and make yourself a bit happy. It's quite a lively tune. And watch that video. I'm not joking. What have the British ever done for us? And you will see that without them, there's not much that we will be doing. But how did they know? Excuse me, confirmation. How did they know all this stuff? Because they came up with stuff, and the likes of Tesla came up with stuff, and yet we don't use it. See the advertising on the light bulb? We use that. Oh, we pay for that, don't we? That electricity and that gas. I see. I see. The other stuff was free. Don't want to use that. Don't want to use that. How can we charge them for free stuff? Oh, hmm, hmm. Don't want a hydrogen car. Don't want a solar car. Don't want an electric car. Don't want this, that, and the other until we're ready to make money off it. So this is weird. You have car manufacturers making a car that can totally run by itself. In other words, you start the engine, tickety boo, it ticks over, it charges itself up, you turn off the engine, you turn on the engine, and away you go again. And there are other cars, if you don't plug into the electricity, you won't be going anywhere. Why would anybody do that? Why would anybody make a car that you had to plug into the electricity when they can just as easily make a car that you don't have to plug into the electricity? Hmm. And I know they'll come up with all sorts of weird and wonderful excuses, but you don't need to do it. You could make a water powered car. You can make an electric car. We still have to pay. We still have to pay for the fuel. Hmm. Can't win, can we? Like we can pay for petrol and we can pay for electric. But we can't ever have something that we don't have to pay. Although, to be fair, we pay for water too. A car that runs on water, it's cheaper than running on petrol. It's cheaper than running electric. Will it be though? Because guess what? When diesel came out, remember diesel? It's very cheap. Is it still cheap? People would buy a diesel car because it was cheaper than a petrol car. Not so much now. And when I say cheaper than a petrol car, I mean cheaper to run than a petrol car. You see how they do it? Like everything, they have that little lure and get you in. And then once you're in, done. They do it with everything. Oh, it's up to you. You can choose. And then it's, no, you've got to do it. Otherwise, this, and this will happen to you if you don't do it. But you don't have to. You don't have to do it. Just you won't be able to live if you don't. So it's your choice. You can choose to do it. It's optional. You don't have to do it. But you won't be able to live if you don't. You won't be able to go to work. You won't be able to earn any money. You won't get served in the shops. But you don't have to do it. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to do it. I must think you're bloody stupid. You don't have to do it, but you can't have a job if you don't. You don't have to do it, but they won't serve you in a shop if you don't. You don't have to do it, but you won't get any medicine. You don't have to do it, but blah, blah, blah. Well, then I have to do it, don't I? That's what you're threatening me with. You're threatening me? That's not a good idea. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. There is no man-made law that I have to do. That I have to do. There's plenty of universal laws. What the universe says is fair. But most of man-made laws, they're not actually fair or just. And in some cases, the victim comes worse off. And that's before. That's before. That's before. As long as it doesn't come to $1,000, it's good. It's all good. Well, if it comes to $1,000, then we're going to have to arrest you, maybe, depending. But it's okay. Go ahead. Do what you're going to do. We're not going to do anything as long as you don't go over $1,000. Who wants to live in that state? Power. Doesn't it go to people's head? You can't do anything, so we're going to do this. Who says we can't do anything? So I'm going to go. Hopefully my team does the business against Chelsea. Play the first game. If we even just draw this game, we're through to the final of one of the cups. Now, we're being known as the bottlers because over the last few years we've come second each time. But I don't think so this season. The title is ours. So cheer us on through the sun and rain, because Arsenal, not Chelsea, is our name. Actually, Chelsea, Tottenham, West Ham, Fulham. Trying to think who's in our league now. I can't. Mine's gone blank. Nope. Can't think who the others are. But there are times that we struggle trying to beat those teams that are in London. Because it's all about, being the pride. But this time, we're doing all right. And if we win a cup this year, well, if we win this first one, so the chances are, if we beat Chelsea, we're going to play the team in the final that's behind us in the league, Man City. So that's not good because not only are they trying to win that title the same as us, they're trying to win the league the same as us, and they are the closest, no, as close as Aston Villa. And I think Aston Villa are probably going to finish above them in the end, but we'll see. So come on, you Gunners, and I'll say, come on, you Patriots. That is the New England Patriots, isn't it? I am thinking of the right thing. Whoever's here, can you answer that? The New England Patriots. That's who I'm thinking of. Not that I follow American football, just that I think I know that it's the New England Patriots, which in itself tells you are English. Like, I don't know if you know the names of the towns in England, but the names of your towns, the majority of them are English towns, including and especially York. You basically just took the name from England and said it was a new version, Hampshire, of that place. And that tells you your roots. The fact that your towns are named after the towns that you came from. York just didn't appear from nowhere. Neither did Hampshire. Neither did England. You're just basically renaming parts of the country, or your ancestors were naming parts of the country that they originated from, or that they, had some whatever with. Except things like San Francisco. No, no, that is not English. That didn't come from England. But most of the other stuff. I suppose your country is Spanish, Native American, and British. That's how you got your names. I suppose you probably had some French in there. New Orleans. The new means hint of which is new and old. There was the old Orleans in France, and now is the new Orleans in America. There was the old York in England, and now there is the new York in America. I don't know what is new in Spanish, but there might be a new something in Spanish. But Santa Fe is probably Spanish. Don't quote me on that. Just saying it's probably Spanish, as San Francisco is Spanish. And then there would be, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Okay. the river flat or whatever it is, Wyoming. It's amazing to me that in a country that's already been named and already had the names of places, that you didn't just call them those places. And I know it was, it was territory first, and then states. What's the name of that? Maximilian, is it? Landuda, something like that. Something. I wonder where he is now. Oh, not where he is. Not where he is. Not where he is. Okay. Although, you never know. Not where he is, but where the family of all that are. Anyway, I'm going because I've said quite a mouthful apparently. Um, I appreciate you all seriously, even the enemies, even the people that don't like me, because there's nothing worse than speaking to yourself, and I do that enough already. All right, I know. I can hear them. You're not speaking to yourself. I can imagine what they're saying. We're always here. We're always protecting you. We're always here for you. Blah blah blah. I know, and I don't mean any ill will by that, but it's not the same, is it? Like speaking to people, speaking to the wall, because in between me and the wall, there's I don't know, too many, not too many, but too many. It, it seemed to get more and more like angels, ancestors, fae, dragon, animal, marine, dark, light. There seems to be more and more. Even sorry, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at beings that have been sent. Even them now. Um, and you might think I'm crazy and I don't care, but they're even protecting me now, and they were supposed to. It's crazy, and I appreciate it, and I'm grateful. But and that's what I say about the lessons. It's how you handle the lessons that make you stronger or weaker. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you react to it. It's easy to give up, and don't get me wrong, I have given up lots of times. Lots of times I've given up. Why the fuck should I? Nah, not this time. And then I give up again. No, not this time. And then I give up again. And no, not this time. And now I don't even think about giving up. There's no point because I know I ain't never giving up. I'm not giving up. I've done it. I've been there. I've got the t-shirt, read the book, seen the film, whatever it is. I've done it all. Still here. Still here. Still talking. Still giving out love. Just this, not, calm down. Calm down. No contracts, no binding, no, just giving it up, giving it up. I can feel it, giving it up, a force in motion. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it, like I say. Um, I'm looking forward to a good end to the season, a good end to the chase, a good end. That's the word good. A good end to the corruption. I think everyone in time, future, not time, in the future, will see that it's a better way of doing things. Even those who had it easy by living off others, then lost it. But if they do the right stuff, they'll be okay. And if they don't, well, they won't. And that's how it is. That's exactly how it is. And again, I'm no better than anyone. I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. I am no better than anyone, but I am definitely no worse than anyone. And I take exception, that word. I couldn't take it the first time, I'll take it the second time. Exception to anybody who thinks that I am worse than them. And I may even prove that they are wrong. And you don't want me going around proving that I'm correct. Remember, I've got a t-shirt on. I'm not arguing. I'm just stating why I am right. Or even correct. No point in arguing if you have the facts and the other person is just arguing because they don't want your facts to be true. What's the point in that argument? Here I am sitting with the truth, all the truth. Here I am sitting with it, and somebody's arguing something about the truth that I know. Do I waste my time arguing with someone who doesn't want to hear the truth, or do I just ignore them? I'll ignore them. That's not me being rude, because the person who doesn't want to see the truth for what it is not worth arguing with. They're just not. I spent 5 years. I should know. I should know. It is not worth arguing with someone who doesn't want to see the truth, especially when you give them the truth. Here is the truth. See it all here? Here is the truth. Here's the truth. All of it. That's the truth. There you go. Truth. And they're like, no, 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 you're wrong. No, here, there, it's all there. No, 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 you're wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. There you go. Not going to argue it. Why should I? At some point, they'll realise those fingers I was pointing to. That's no, they'll realise that what I was saying is the truth. I think there was a finger in the chase, and having writ moves on. So you arrive back where you started, so it's a wrap. That's basically what it is. And you find yourself doing the loop, and you have the wrap. So it's all wrapped. So here's the loop, which is a wrap. And Forrest wanted the wrappers. And it really is simple. Excuse me, confirmation. I think it's to do with what I'm going to say, not what I just said. No, it wasn't what, because they're not wanting me to say. So the fact that is, he wanted the rappers, and the rappers were Babe Ruths or something like that. Sorry. Um, stuck to a sign, put on a sign, stuck to a sign, something like that. Man, whoever did this was smart as fuck. Well, so I have a contradiction going on in my head. Whoever originally did this was smart as fuck. Whoever did it after whoever originally did this was, I don't want to say copying, following in the footprints. That's what it is. Following in the footprints. That's what they were doing. Following in the footprints. I'm definitely leaning it there. Ciao for now. Take care, everyone. Or anyone.